Today I want to talk with you about what it actually takes as an entrepreneur to break through that glass ceiling. And what I mean by glass ceiling can be simply to be visible in the marketplace, to start putting yourself out there. Or for a lot of new coaches, even claiming to be an expert is a big deal, right? Having all these fears about what their family, what the marketplace is going to say, fear of being kind of found out, fear of charging what they're worth, not believing that people will pay you thousands of dollars for your coaching program, the imposter syndrome, or what I like to call the Tony Robbins syndrome. I love Tony Robbins, but a lot of new coaches think, who am I to get out there and start teaching people? I'm not Tony Robbins. So today I want to talk to you about what it really takes to break through those glass ceilings in visibility, in income, in your leadership. So if you want to know, if you're interested, drop a comment, let me know, type I'm in below here, this video. And let me know if that's something that you're interested in finding out, because today I want to share with you some of the stories, some of the steps that we teach coaches here at Take Your Power Back Now, how to break through their inner blocks, how to break through the visibility blocks, break through that glass ceiling, and generate consistent income as a coach, whether that's a 6 or 7 figure earner. And to be honest with you, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, your income, your capacity to impact people is directly related to you creating new concepts of yourself. So when you're an entrepreneur, you're selling yourself. You're actually not selling a cell phone. You're not selling a book or a pair of shoes, right? You're selling yourself. So all of your concepts about, is it safe to make money? Is it safe to really be out there? Is it safe to start proclaiming I'm an expert? Is it safe? We start bumping into all of these safety mechanisms, right? Your ego, all of these stories that you've been telling yourself, that your ego has been telling you to keep you safe, all of these years has to go right out the window. So let's talk about that. I had a client call me up this morning and she said, hey, Vanessa, she graduated her program, super awesome woman. She's got a book together. She's got her Facebook ad going. She's like, I don't know what's going on. I had a couple clients and now it's kind of dried up, and I know there's something internal going on that I can't shatter my own glass ceiling. I don't know what it is. Can you help me figure it out? And I said, yeah, let's find out what this could be about. So I asked her a simple question, what could go wrong? And again, I have conversations with hundreds of entrepreneurs every week here in our 10K and 30-day program. It's an 8-week boot camp. We teach entrepreneurs how to generate a $10,000 a month income. So every week I'm on the phone doing live video trainings with hundreds of amazing entrepreneurs. And they all have the same couple of problems. Breaking through visibility blocks, really hustling and doing all this work, but it's not generating what you want. And that's always an alert that there's an inner story going on, an inner conflict. And a lot of people think, well, I'm not afraid of failing. Yeah, but you could have beliefs in place that are actually holding you back from winning. So we can have negative beliefs about, oh my God, what if I fail? But you could also have a negative belief about, what if I win? And so I started poking around this morning and I was like, well, so what happens when you start making 20 grand a month? And she's like, it'd be great. It'd be awesome. I'd have a fantastic lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. And I said, and she goes, it's nothing new. I've made 20 grand before in my corporate career. And I said, oh, that's interesting. Tell me, what was your life like then? She goes, I was on medication. I was burnt out. I said, there's your block. So even though the conscious mind has decided that 20 grand would be great to make in my business, your subconscious mind, the thing that records, has been saying, watch out, 20 grand a month is actually associated to burnout and being on all kinds of medication. Bang. And then breaks, right? Your subconscious will just stop, have you screw up your sales calls. So that's why it's so important to be really aligned, that your beliefs are aligned with where you want to go, where your vision is. I can tell you, we did $1 million here at Take Your Power Back Now in the last 90 days. And what's more exciting than the money is that we're really helping a ton of women here at Take Your Power Back Now overcome fear and thrive. That's what we're here to do. And I remember when I first started hitting, $20,000, $40,000, $60,000 a month in revenue, I was terrified that the government was going to come and get me. And more than that, I was terrified that my family was going to come and get me. They were going to come and harass me for money. So there was like it's not safe to make that much money. And then I thought, oh my gosh, what happens if I get so big that the paparazzi is going to be after me and then I won't have any peace, right? So think about that. Think about this, really chew on this. If you're not where you want to be in your business, number one, I'm going to tell you, you're exactly where you should be. Why? Because that's where you're at. Let's talk a little bit about being at war with yourself. Right? How many entrepreneurs beat themselves up because they're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old and they should have this figured out by now? I've taken so many programs. I should have this figured out by now. I shouldn't have this problem. I've already written a book. I have an email list. I should not be feeling, no, you should be, because you are. That's reality. And anytime you argue with reality, you go to war with yourself. And now you're trying to win a game, but you're like not even starting at ground zero. You're starting at 50 feet below ground, trying to like get up to ground zero where you can actually move forward and take action. How hard is it to start from down here? So let go of the beating yourself up. You are exactly where you need to be. Why? Because that's where you are. All right. God, Source, Spirit, Jehovah would never give you more than you can handle. Where you are is perfect because that's where you are. Stop going to war with yourself. Right? We forget as human beings that, oh wow, I'm an adult and I still have to learn. I'm still learning how to be an epic leader. I'm learning every day. I'm reading books every day. As a matter of fact, I got this as a gift for my birthday. It's a really cool book. It's called Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. I didn't want to read it because look how freaking big this thing is. I let it sit there. I was like, one day I'll get into that. But what I found, his book's really cool. It's the tactics, routines, and habits of billionaires, icons, and world-class performers. And so you can go in and read about Brene Brown, or Arnold Schwarzenegger has a couple pages. And I'm going to read for you guys something that Brene Brown said, which I think is so epic. She says, this idea that we're either courageous or chicken shit is not true because most of us are afraid and brave at the exact same moment all day long. She said the hero and the coward both feel the same thing, but the hero uses his fear, projects it onto his opponent while the coward runs away. It's the same thing, fear, but it's what you do with it that matters. And she talks about how, when she finally came up and did her TED Talk about vulnerability, she says that became the new benchmark. Her video went viral. She's known as a vulnerability shame expert. She's a world-renowned, author. And she says that now when she gets up on stage, if she doesn't feel like she wants to barf, she knows that she's not being real enough or authentic enough. And I'm going to talk about that specific piece because throughout the last 10 years here in my business, the thing that keeps being brought up again and again is, hey, Vanessa, you're so real. I watched your videos. I went to YouTube. I binge watched you and you just put it out there and you're so real. And being real and authentic, I think authentic is now it's such an overused buzzword. My first book was authenticity is the new currency in business today. That was the tagline of my first book 10 years ago. And I want to talk to you about specifically how to use authenticity in your business and why it's actually imperative, meaning necessary, meaning if you're not going to be really vulnerable and real with people, you won't get seen in the marketplace. You won't stand out in the marketplace. So we have this ego that wants to protect us and make us look good all the time. And then we have reality, right? All of our flaws. And as a thought leader, as a love leader, as a fierce feminine love leader, the things that you are living through, going through right now become the fire, become the fodder, become the firewood that you get to teach people about. So, for example, I was on the phone this morning with another friend of mine who is also in the coaching arena, super like profoundly intelligent, wise, super incredible gifts. This woman I met in Hawaii several years ago. And I've watched her, I've watched people interact with her. I've experienced her work. And she's a fucking rock star. Amazing, amazing, amazing woman. And, struggling with, oh my gosh, I got to take this to a whole new level now. And, I notice that she'd rather share other people's work instead of having her own voice. Right? So it's hey, let me share this person's work instead of putting my own stuff out there. And again, I started like that when I started as an expert. But there comes a time when if you don't honor your own value and put a price point about that reflects your value, then what you're really saying to the marketplace is, you shouldn't value me either. And the way to create value is about sharing stories, sharing authentically, sharing the processes that you go through. Right now in our business, we're going through, I did a video about this the other day called, what got you here is not going to get you there. What got us to, 300 plus 400,000, we're kind of teetering on that, per month in this business is not going to take us to $1 million a month. We got to change. And change can be really scary, right? I talked to another entrepreneur, super fucking badass rock star. I mean, I am so blessed to be surrounded by such incredible clients and incredible change makers and leaders who are learning how to wrap their heads around, wow, here's what happens. They say, I've been doing this work for so many years. I'm not getting paid enough. It's not working. I'm working too hard. And they almost want to throw in the towel. Let me know if you've ever felt that way. It's very common. And what I realize is that you've got to create the systems around your work to honor that next evolution of you that's wanting to be birthed and knocking and that feeling of this doesn't feel good. You've got to, it's like kind of wearing a shoe that's too tight and it's like, it's uncomfortable because it's so tight, but you've been wearing these shoes for so long. You know what I mean? It's kind of that comfortable, uncomfortable. And now you got to get rid of the shoes and buy a bigger pair, right? You've got to adjust your systems in your business to allow for that next level of you expansion, or it's not going to feel good. And then, entrepreneurs come and find us to have that conversation of, well, what's really holding you back from charging what you need to charge and becoming a leader and, growing your business and hiring people to help you. Those kinds of conversations. So what questions or comments do you guys have for me about business building? That's my main curiosity. I'm going to put a like in there and see if that works. Freaking technology is amazing, you guys. It is amazing. How amazing is it that we have all of these this ability to go live and reach people all around the world with like the click of a freaking button. Holy smokies. It is an amazing, amazing thing. And one of the things that we do really well here at Take Your Power Back Now is teach people how to use social media marketing, very simple social media marketing, to get their work out there in the world and attract clients in 8 weeks. Imagine what that would do for your confidence. If in 8 weeks you could get really clear about what to call yourself, how to figure out what problems you charge for profit, how to put a package around that people actually want to buy. Not just something that, I have this idea, but that is actually something that people want to buy, that will pay thousands of dollars for. A lot of our clients struggle with that. And use very simple, we call it lane 1, lane 2, lane 3 marketing in order to get your message out there. That's kind of our secret sauce. We keep things really simple around here. And so how to stay in the right lane for you as an online marketer. Online marketer can, being an online marketer can seem like, it can be really scary. You've got a ton to learn. But, you know, we kind of teach people how to just go down the driveway and take off their training wheels. You know, sometimes like before you jump on a Harley Davidson, you need to learn how to ride a bicycle. And that helps people stay really focused and just really focused on the next 3 steps. You don't need a fancy pants website. You don't need an email list. You don't need to be some big guru. But what you do need is to be willing to show up and learn a few simple things. So I always say that showing up is 90% of success. Meredith says, what strategies, people do you use for your LLC and learning about all the different tax write-offs available, like simple bookkeeping? That's a great question. I'd say find a great accountant. So our accountant's also our bookkeeper. And you want to find a good accountant. Absolutely. They'll guide you on... I used to have a bookkeeper that I, didn't really do a good job and I had to pay it all over again 1 year. So it's kind of a bullet to bite, but when your business is making, decent money, it's a bullet that you're happily willing to take. And I think when I got started in Canada, so I'm a Canadian who moved to Hawaii one winter. And they had to learn online marketing because if you haven't been in Hawaii, there's like nobody there, right? Like Hawaii, there's nobody on dang island. It's a small island. You know what I mean? Nobody there, a bunch of palm trees, coconuts, one road. Great paradise. Live my business in my bikini, rock my business in my bikini. But I had to figure out how to reach people because there's nobody on the island. It's not like I could do workshops. So, I had to figure out online marketing. And then when I came here to California, my business started to boom. I started to, made a bunch of mistakes, implemented those, and then actually went to a networking event, Meredith. That's where I went, an entrepreneur networking event. And at that networking event is where I met my accountant. So places like traffic and conversion funnel, like traffic and conversion event that we went to, I'm sure that there's a lot of smart accountants would be going there because that's a great place to, for them to attract business. And another suggestion I would make for accountants, like I get a lot of people that ask me, do I need to trademark this? Do I need an accountant? Like, when do I need to do all that stuff? When I first got started in Canada 10 years ago, I didn't have a company name. I think, my accountant in Canada back then told me that you don't have to pay taxes on a business until it makes $30,000 a year. So that was interesting. So it might be worth it for you to, pay $100 or $200 and meet with an accountant in your state. And then my next recommendation is to pay an accountant to get a good tax strategy. Once you hit certain brackets, you'll need a good tax strategy, and that's a whole other beast. So my advice for you is don't stop until you find an accountant that can help you do that. Really important. Great questions. What other questions you guys have for me? I love doing live streams. I also want to let you guys know if you are joining us. A lot of people ask me, I watch all your videos, Vanessa. What kind of programs do you offer? Check out our website, takeyourpowerbacknow.com. Takeyourpowerbacknow.com is where you can find out more info about our 8-week boot camps called 10K and 30-day program.com or our bikinibusinesscoach.com program. And make sure to check out some of the testimonials too. There's a huge library of video case studies so you can see what our clients in real time are actually saying about the support and accountability and the results they get in our program. And that's really what I'm most proud of, helping women overcome fear and thrive. I love doing that all day long. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this conversation valuable, please be sure to like it, comment on it, ask me a question. I'll check around some of the different stations if you guys are catching me on YouTube or on Facebook or maybe on LinkedIn. I love to answer any questions that you guys have. So make sure to pop any questions that you have for me in the comments below and share it if you found it valuable. I love you so much. My name is Vanessa Simpkins from takeyourpowerbacknow.com. Signing off if I find the button. If I don't, you guys are going to see me here for a couple more minutes. Okay, finish. I love you guys. Have an amazing day.